This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories.
And welcome to my Legend Showcase video, taking a look at my 2 autographs by Timothy Zahn. And if you don't know who that is, and you're a massive Star Wars fan, especially of the original EU, then you should go hang your head in shame, because he is the author of the extraordinarily famous Thrawn trilogy, and then the extremely even more famous, I'm more famous, but extremely well written Thrawn trilogy canon, and then the Thrawn Ascendancy trilogy, and just a lot of different Star Wars books. This would not have any of his Star Wars novel credits, because this is a first edition one, which would be familiar to you if you have watched my videos before. For that, I'm going to take a look at this Heir to the Empire Luke Skywalker. And taking a look at it, we have, well, up here my certificate of authenticity for the signature. You can then see Luke himself. He has his lightsaber and Islamari. You can see the information about both Luke and the Islamari. And I have his autograph there. I got this one on the 13th, and that is obviously unique to that signature, so you know when I got it. That's how he signs his things. And yeah, honestly, he was a cool person to meet. Here's the backside where it has the Legends timeline put on there. And yeah, it has the non-canon to Legend stories blanked out, since they were not part of that continuity. Next, we have Heir to the Empire, and if you watched my video last year, here's my signature from Lars Mikkelsen. But then here I have his signature on his cover page, which is the one meant for the author signature. Now, to speak of some interesting pieces of information for it, I think that, well, one, it's really cool to have met him and get 2 things. And he's a really cool person, because if you bring a book of his that he autographed at least to this convention, I'm not going to make any guarantees if this is at other conventions, but that's at least what he did at mine. He gives you the autograph for free, since he's already made money off the commission of the book. If not, you could buy the books from him or bring something else to be autographed for, at least for this convention, it was $20. I don't know how much he charges at other ones. But he was cool to talk to. There wasn't a super long line either time, so I was able to talk to him, because I got these on 2 different days. I got this one, as you can see, on the 12th, and this one on the 13th. And the first day, I started to ask him a few things more about the original EU. Okay, now, going into the interesting information I learned from him, I asked 2 questions on the first day I went. The first one I asked was why he didn't write anything past the novel's Survivor's Quest in terms of chronologically, since right after Survivor's Quest is the beginning of the New Jedi Order. And it was mainly due to the fact that he didn't want to have to be playing with other stories, being part of a larger story. He did release other novels that were set randomly in the earlier parts of the EU timeline. At that point, I think he would have released the after Survivor's Quest, he would have released Outbound Flight, Scoundrels, his duology of Allegiance and Choice of One. But those were all individual independent stories. So they kept doing, he just didn't want to mess with anything. Okay, seems like every time I try to say one of these facts, I get interrupted. So, going into the second one I asked was what he thought of the death of the character of Mara Jade. that was at the back of my mind because at the time I was currently reading Legacy of the Forced Sacrifice, and I know that's a novel that she dies in. And, well, alternate fun fact, I managed to read that entire book during the convention. But going back to the specifics of the death of Mara Jade, he said he didn't like the way that she died. He really didn't agree with it, but he accepted it because it wasn't him telling the story and realized it was someone else's story to tell in it. So while he didn't really appreciate it, he was, willing to go and accept it. And then when I got the second signature, I decided to simply ask. Something else was on the top of the back of my mind. And that was on the recent rumors that Mara Jade is coming into canon. And, well, he first said, yeah, that's been going on for the last, I think, like he said, 17 years. And then I was like, yeah, I know there's rumors, but the current one is that Zendaya is potentially going to be Mara Jade. And, well, he said, he was just saying, when I asked him more specifically if who would he have cast, he said he wouldn't really care who was cast as long as they, one, managed to capture the character well and go and portray her like he wrote her. But then he also said the one thing he requires is for them to have red hair, so take it that what you will. Either Zendaya would have to dye her hair, or, well, she isn't the person that he would want to have it, so take it as you will. You could take it as, Timothy Zahn would not want Zendaya to play Mara Jade, or you could take it as she would have to dye her hair, but either way, it's just an interesting little fact, and it was something I wanted to share. But yeah, it was just a really cool thing to meet him. Really nice guy, and even offered, free picture with him. They would usually charge at other booths, although he isn't, a big, well-known actor. He's in terms of Star Wars, he's a really big writer, the writer of arguably the most important novel in Star Wars history, Heir to the Empire, which, well, if it's not for this, so much stuff wouldn't have happened. The interest in Star Wars may have died completely, and it may not have been as high if Lucas did the prequels, because this could be a good reason why the prequels were made. But yeah, if you take a look at this down here, you can see that this is in a first edition copy published in 1991. Going back, another way you can tell is, well, here's a list of everything he's written. As you can see, no Star Wars titles, not even a hint at Dark Force Rising. It does say Volume 1 up here, but he hasn't named the book yet. And yeah, honestly, it was just really cool to meet him. Legendary Star Wars author. And now I have a copy of Heir to the Empire signed not only by Thrawn himself, but by the author. But yeah, honestly, really cool thing. Really, really awesome thing to do, and I want to know what you think. Please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you on the next episode of Legends and Theories.
Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.